Today, the remarkable international career of Liza Burgess comes to an end. She has been at the forefront of women's rugby for nearly 3 decades, and this afternoon's playoff between Australia and Wales for 7th and 8th place in the Women's World Cup in Paris signals an end to what has been a simply outstanding career. Now, you first represented Wales in
many moons ago, Gigi. Many moons ago.
1987.
Oh God.
Did you ever think that nearly 30 years later you would still be involved in Welsh women's rugby?
No. In a nutshell.
You must love it then.
I do love it. I mean, it's become part of me, obviously, yeah. I mean, I've had incredible opportunities and been very lucky to be involved in it for as long as I have been. So yes, very lucky.
And how would you describe the changes to the game today as opposed to when you first started way back then?
Whoa, it's not recognisable. You can't compare it with what it was then to what it is now. I mean, the game has totally gone full circle with regards to the level of professionalism that there is now within the game, and the total commitment from players and management as well.
Now, you're hanging up your boots, so to speak, at the end of this World Cup. What do you think you'll miss most?
I think it's that whole team spirit, working as part of a team. Seeing the results as well when the girls, finally put it together on the park. So yeah, really that team spirit.
What is it going to take to make Wales really competitive at the next World Cup in 3 years' time?
I think we've got to get the structures right in schools. I think it's vital that we encourage girls from an early age to play rugby, rugby sevens, just getting their hands on the ball, touch rugby, just getting out there and playing. With regards to the next World Cup, but that's only 3 years away, it's still maintaining our levels of fitness. That's huge. There's been a great programme at international level that's enabled the girls to get fitter and stronger, and also making as much competition as we can. The regional setup has been great, and that standard of rugby has improved from club rugby, and I think that needs to happen to keep that level of competitiveness within the game.
So at international level, do you think Wales is heading in the right direction?
The structure that's in place now on the coaching and the management side for the girls is fantastic. I mean, they couldn't have a more professional setup there to be the best players that they can. I think that within Wales, the level of competition needs to improve. I think the regional setup that we've got in place is really good, and I'd like to see that being increased, so there's competition at the start and the end of the season before the Six Nations, so the girls get that level of competitive rugby they need. Within the coaching setup, I think that we need to educate the coaches more within the club structures to be the highest levels they can achieve, so that the coaching gets input is put in there. I haven't put that very well. And also, I think that we need to encourage more girls to play within schools to get a wider base to select from. For the first time ever this year, we've had huge competition within places at the World Cup, and that's been great. So throughout the Six Nations, we've had a real competitive time with regards to selection as well, because we've got more players to choose from now, so that's certainly helped as well.
You've achieved a lot in your playing career and your coaching career. If you could pull out one thing from your playing time or coaching time with Wales, what would it be as your best achievement?
It has to be when we beat England. That will always stick in my mind as a coach. And as
that
was at Tafswell. Yeah, it was a huge impact for me personally as a player. It was when we beat France, and that will stick in my mind. Yeah.
You're leaving your post as set piece coach at the end of this World Cup. Be honest, how big a void is it going to have in your life not being involved in rugby at the highest level anymore?
Yeah, I mean, it will be a massive void, but I think it's really important to keep things fresh. I think for Welsh rugby, there needs to be a new impact there. So, like I said, I've been very lucky to be involved as much as I can. I hope I will be involved in some way, but I need to step back and reflect on my life as well now, and what I want to do and where I want to go. I still feel passionate about rugby. I'd love to be involved in some way. So we'll see what happens.
Bird, enjoy your retirement. If anyone deserves it, you do.
Thank you, Gigi.